We are now back for, well, if you're watching this as a VOD after the fact, the second consecutive stream. We just had a very brief break to switch games over to the Spyro Reignited trilogy, because tonight, friends, we are probably going to conclude Spyro 2 Reignited. Very, very excited for that. Just a moment. Looks like... yeah. Couple messages, sorry, from the previous chat we did not get to address straight away. MC asks, have I ever watched the game apology video on Sonic 3 and Knuckles? I have not, but I'm definitely going to now that you've brought it up. I am a really big fan of that game, so I'd love to see someone mount like a really solid analysis of it. And Spanner says, see, I'm still upset Sonic doesn't have soap shoes. How the hell is he rail grinding without his soap shoes? Well, if we're talking about, like, the new commercially profitable Sonic, the answer is always going to be bandages. Because if there's one thing Sega learned over, like, the past two console generations, it's, if you want to sell something to kids, you just take it as is and you wrap it in bandages all willy-nilly. And, Maisie says, honestly, I love the story mode type thingy in Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. I loved seeing all the Sonic characters and such. Never played Winter Olympic Games. I owned, like, the original Mario and Sonic at, like, the Beijing 2008 games on Wii. And yeah, that was a perfectly serviceable minigame collection. I've heard that the Olympic Winter Games is easily the best and, like, broadest in the franchise. That seems to be a common consensus, and that from there things kind of go downhill precipitously. Spanner says, already I hopped onto Discord for a moment there, but I'm back. Oh, no problem, no problem. Oh, you sent the link to the Discord. Thank you so much, MC. And Spanner says, if we talk in Sonic Boom, that show was lit. Never saw it, but I heard the program was good, and the games, well, we all know about the games. The first two, like, the first one was absolute trash on both platforms, or both versions. But the second Sonic Boom games were apparently okay. Not great, but, like, okay. And Maisie says, I agree. Talking about the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics series, I would imagine. Yeah, that's the critical consensus anyway. I wouldn't know firsthand. Right now, I can probably tell you, like, action RPGs, roguelikes, and now, like, platformers again, because I've really been getting into them for the first time. God knows how long. Spanner says, man, the first Olympic Games was so BS. The subsequent are good. The first one I had for Wii, I remember being okay. I remember being, like, perfectly serviceable. Now, according to our little community's resident Spyro expert, Show Me the Nugget, who, for the record, is, like, a really proficient speedrunner of, like, particular of these Spyro games and knows the whole series like the back of her hand. Definitely go check out her channel if you enjoy watching playthroughs of this game, or just join her little community. It's very, very welcoming and active, and she definitely deserves your love if you enjoy this kind of thing. According to her, this game, along with the third, not the remakes specifically, but, like, at original production, were terribly rushed, hence an entire homeworld being cut, and the final act kind of being rushed along. And we're going to see some evidence of that. We already have, as this hub world, gorgeous though it is easily, I think, the smallest we've explored, and has only 4 stages and a single speedway. Really quickly, before we do anything else, I want to head back to the Autumn Plains to tidy up the rest of its treasures, including the 2 orbs there, and pick up a couple orbs present in the hub world's, like, spoke levels that we're going to need. The little head bash, it's basically a ground pound for. Spanner says, damn, I messed that up. No worries. The first one's minigames, were way too difficult for me. The sprinting got easier in the subsequent versions. Okay, like, look, Wii motion controls made, unless it was something that was produced exclusively in-house by Nintendo, they made everything much harder than it had to be. For instance, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, a fantastic 4-player co-op brawler. Fantastic. Great characters, great worlds, great aesthetics for the time. Kind of trash on Wii. Maisie says, honestly, I know little to nothing for all of the games you're streamed. You're the reason I keep coming back, and you make the games really enjoyable for me. Oh, thank you so much. Again, I'm glad that... Well, I'm glad any of you guys should continue showing up for any reason, because otherwise this would just be my continued futile attempts to stave off insanity by yelling at video games for children. And our resident expert's Twitch handle is Show Me the Nugget. No spaces. MC says Wiimote was an amazing controller, but hard to design around. Agreed. The Wiimote felt great. It was very ergonomic, like just good stuff all around, but yeah. And then Spanner says, it might have been Wii Motion Plus that made it better now that I think of it. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I think we want to navigate to those islands. No, not from there. Huh. How on earth we gonna do this? Because I'll try again, but... Yeah, as you can see, there's no way we're gonna be able to get up there. I don't think. Not from here, anyway. So we're gonna have to do some more exploration. Maisie says, KK, follow the nugget. Thank you so much. And MC says, secret passages. That's what I thought. Alright, Spyro, time to die. You haven't done that enough in this game. Spanner says, Nero made a great video on motion controls. I'll have to check those out. So, it's far from a controversial opinion, but I'm kind of a purist when it comes to my controllers. Like, I think the Nintendo GameCube had one of the best controllers of all time. I really, really love the look and especially the feel of the Switch Pro controller, but other than that, give me like a DualShock. Motion controls never really appealed all that much to me. Simply because I guess I've always cared more about what I'm doing than how I'm doing it. And if you're gonna tell me I'm going to have to just, like, wildly flail this little remote thing around to do stuff I already would be doing otherwise in a game, that's, I can see the appeal, it's just not for me, you know? Okay, so secret passages, what we looking for? What we looking for? Might have something to do with that updraft. Perhaps. This homeworld, obviously, received loads of tender love and care. More than either of the others, both of which are gorgeous, of course. But this one they went all out for, as stated by the fact that I've only been able to find one orb, and can't even access that. Wait. I saw an updraft on the roof of the castle. We're supposed to be able to get to the roof somehow. Oh boy. Well, if we can do that... Spanner says, I like how motion aiming has been incorporated into regular controllers. Way better than stick, even if I'm too incompetent to use it. And MC says, Metroid Trilogy on the Wii taught me that you can make an excellent shooter on a non-mouse and keyboard control scheme. So the Metroid Prime Trilogy, you point out, is an excellent exception to, like, the general stance I outlined. For whatever reason, the tech wizards involved in that, like, port/remaster were able to get motion controls, for the most part, to work perfectly. And, of course, it helped that they were working with, in my opinion, some of the very best shooters of all time. Easily some of my favorites. Okay. So can we... Right, so we can't fly over there, but we are supposed to be able to get to the roof of the castle. Gotcha, gotcha. Now, here's typically, yeah, where you access the speedway. Is there anything at all along the wall? I mean, I'm guessing there has to be. Spanner says, yo, did you press X at the apex of your jump to glide? That's advanced tech, man. I tried. I tried. Aha! Well, there's one orb. Not connected to the orb we're looking for, but we found the other one. Very good. Very good. Well, okay. That just cut down our workload drastically by turning around. You know, these were huge releases like in the late 90s. I wonder if good old George Wood ever recorded reviews for them. That'd be an amazing way to cap off these streams. Check out some good old Navigator stuff. Are you guys familiar with Mr. Wood and or the National Academy of Video Game Trade Reviewers? Easily some of the best reviews you can find on YouTube. If you're looking for sheer entertainment, of course. See, I've been watching a lot of, like, old Retsupre riffs recently because I find them incredibly hilarious, especially the ones that weren't focused around, like, just mocking some poor Let's Player or somebody just trying to get off the ground. Like the riffs of particularly poorly written and or acted FMV games or Kickstarter proposals or things like that. And they dug up, like, they're all available on YouTube, the collected works of a man named George Wood, who hosted a public access cable show in the early 90s called Flights of Fancy. Or no, sorry, Flights of Fantasy, which focused almost exclusively on things like comic book collecting, or comic book collections, you know, action figures, and I think wargaming, and as time went on, video games. And Mr. Wood and his team would provide, like, reviews of certain video games. And his work, later discovered when I believe he sold his entire backlog to, MC says, bet you can break a wall. Now, I know you've played this game before, but still, that was perfect timing. Perfect timing. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Wood ended up selling or just releasing his entire backlog of Flights of Fantasy video game reviews and B-roll and the like to an association called the National Academy of Video Game Trade Reviewers some time ago. And they re-uploaded all of his, or most of his reviews to their YouTube channel under the title, the series title, Gaming in the Clinton Years. You can find all of these online, And Mr. Wood's reviews have to be seen to be believed. Here's the thing, they're not bad. They're not, like, really poorly done or whatever. They're insanely entertaining in their own way. For instance, he really, really liked Donkey Kong Country, which is fine. That's a great game. Fantastic work from Rareware, right? But he concludes his review, or toward the end, he says, in his, like, we will get that, no worries, his trademark monotone speech. Oh, alright, Maisie. If you do not buy this new generation of Donkey Kong madness, you are stupid. I know, that's insulting, but it's also the truth. His reviews were full of things like that, or complete non sequiturs, where he would talk about how easy a game was, then lambast it in his summary for being way too difficult, or frequently talk about how he and his crew would, like, cheat to beat certain games, and then just play their endings in their entirety on the show. It's an incredibly entertaining show, and George Wood has actually enjoyed some recent celebrity because of it. Spanner says, damn, looks like you didn't press X at the apex of your jump to glide right there. That's some tricky stuff. Hey, only 3 times in this game. Maybe we'll get it down to just 1 by the 3rd. But MC says, to be fair, in the original, the roof access wall was harder to find. Oh, I bet the textures were probably a lot more uniform, or a lot more similar. And Spanner says, when you mentioned the slow beef of Retsu Prey in the Pet Rock video, I took slow beef to be like sass. Like if you have beef with someone, you have drama. I never realized slow beef was one of the guys on a channel called Retsu Prey, till someone told me I was wrong. No. He is probably one of the first people to really extensively produce, like, professional, or, listen to me, professional, but, like, edited LP content. And he and this other guy, going by the screen name Diabetes, had, like, this fun little riff show all about, like, bad Let's Plays, or Kickstarter pitches, or entire, like, budget video games, things like that. It's a really funny channel, not active at present, but apparently Slow Beef has plans to bring it back at some point. Yeah, MC says you can't land on that roof if I recall. That's what it appears to be. That's alright. Wait, no, there was something I wanted to see. Hold on. I could swear somewhere around here I could see an updraft near the roof. Or on the roof. But some early episodes of Retsu Prey feature the guys, like, demonstrating a stance that's probably, in, like, comedy that's a bit too hostile and insulting, but their later stuff is legitimately really funny. And after this, we'll have Orbs in Fracture Hills and the Hidden Oasis, I think? Shady Oasis? However they call it. Whee! Spanner says, I love me some Chugga Conroy Let's Plays. Man edits his stuff so much nowadays. It's great. He's clearly so passionate about it. Yeah, he's fantastic, and has such a positive, like, friendly attitude. I absolutely love his stuff. His Kid Icarus Uprising Let's Play, man, that stuff is gold. In a similar vein, I'm also a really big fan of Masayanella, who, in addition to producing very similar content, has, like, some incredible artistic capabilities. So am I just supposed to ride this ride all the way down? Oh, yikes, we can do it. Oh, man. Ah! Whew! We earned the long distance trophy. I dare say we earned it. Ha! Great, guys. We have 100% in this world. It is now time to move on properly to the winter tundra, where we've... No, it's not. No, it's not. We've got those 2 orbs. Don't listen to me. Despite this being my show, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Spanner says, I remember when I was younger running out the Wi-Fi limit on our dongle watching Chugga's Mario Sunshine Let's Play. I've not watched that one all the way through, but I really need to. Hell, once I get this capture card working, I need to produce a Mario Sunshine Let's Play or stream series. It was one of my favorite games as a kid. It's still one of my favorite games. I've just not played it in ages. Okay, now what do you want to bet? Since we were taught how to use our head smash to defeat enemies, or no, not defeat enemies, but to smash rocks in the winter tundra, we're going to be able to use it to defeat the Earth Shapers here. Huh? No? That's using your noggin to break somebody else's. Let's get it. Oh, so we've got to do this bit again. Yep, thank you. Uh-huh. Spinner says, God, Mario Sunshine is 18 years old now. Oh, don't say that. I feel so old. And is... Okay, those are bagpipes. I thought for a second he was, like, playing a live turkey for whatever reason, because that sounds like an Insomniac thing to do. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Fall back, fall back. Oh, no, didn't do it. Well, don't need to. Oh, and we already got all the gems, that's great. So we're just gonna need to take out enough hostile flora and probably a couple Earth Shapers in order to power up, well, the power-up gates and access that final orb challenge. Whew! Spinner says, man, if I designed Spyro, I would have given him appropriately sized wings so the poor guy could fly. Well, at least in later games, I believe, and I think this might be the retcon trilogy, where they tried to make Spyro into like a serious dark fantasy thing. They explain that Spyro can only glide rather than fly because he's not yet a fully grown dragon. Like, his wingspan would develop as he grew older. And if I got one bit of that wrong, Nugget is going to kill me the next time she's in our audience. MC says he had better... Oh, dang it. This is what happens when you read chat, kids. MC says he had better body proportion in the original. Maybe, but you know what? I am totally fine with this design as is. It's incredibly cute. Very expressive, very charming. He looks fat here? Oh, not fat, I don't think. Like, just a little, you know, stumpy. Like he is a dragon child. A very young dragon child who inexplicably is left to do literally all of the work for his entire species. These Earth Shapers are considerably more difficult to take out than the ones present in... Spanner says, so they got a child clearing up their messes? I suppose that's not as bad as Kirby being like 2 embodying eldritch horrors. Well, to be fair, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in like the actual Kirby lore, Isn't it all but stated that Kirby is an eldritch horror himself? He's just a very young and innocent one? Speaking of, I am in the mood for like a new tabletop RPG lore book, and I'm thinking of picking up the Pathfinder book that provides loads and loads of information on the way the different outer gods and great old ones, basically the Lovecraftian horrors, exist and work within the Pathfinder setting. MC says Kirby is a world extinction event waiting to happen. That is true. Oh man, I would love a game where Kirby has to travel to the future to defeat, like, his ravenous, completely insatiable, fully grown form. I mean, despite the cutesy visuals and low difficulty, the actual, like, slightly hidden lore of Kirby has actually gone to some pretty dark places. MC says, speaking of tabletop RPG, ever heard of Blades in the Dark? No, I haven't. I'm just a massive nerd, and therefore massive fan of, like, lore books and setting guides and things that kind of illustrate the complexity of these, you know, fantastic worlds that people have created. And I've really been getting into the Pathfinder setting itself, particularly fond of its ever-present deities and extraplanar realms. Getting a bit into Rifts, although the way its lore books are kind of presented makes them something of a slog. And the original, like, World of Darkness werewolf thing, I just got a book. Like the core world book for that particular game. Spanner says, I'm rusty, but I think he's the same species as Meta Knight, Star Warrior. Either that or he's a baby star. I think he is the same species as Meta Knight, or at least in earlier games he was. Spanner says there's theories he's made of dark matter like gooey, but that's not really based on anything from canon. Right, no. It's based off of, I think, one of the dark matter bosses having a similar face or something, which, Oh! Jeez. Hold on. Spanner says, well, it's based on canon material, but nothing confirms it. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Oh, that's right. We can't just tear through them. Which would be, admittedly, a little bit broken, but also a hell of a lot of fun. Where is that NPC with the last orb? Are they over there? We'll find them, no worries. At least these Earthshapers are really sluggish, unlike the big ones from a bit later on. Okay. Spanner says the main villain of Star Allies, Void Termina. Yeah, a great final boss, for the record. Soul is strikingly similar to Kirby at some point, so he might also be an elder god of some description. That's the one I was thinking of, Void Termina. Spanner says, I'm just waiting for the long-awaited return of 03. Ah, yeah, man, that was, at least in terms of design, the coolest boss from 64, in my opinion. And MC says, Blades in the Dark is a small tabletop RPG about city life in a world where the sun broke and people survive with whale oil. There's a force field surrounding cities that prevent ghosts from entering. He plays a group of criminals trying to make money and grow while also dealing with other factions. Oh, that sounds fascinating. Sounds vaguely like a Fallen London thing. Oh, right, we need to get the alchemist over here first. Right, meaning it's time for the worst escort mission ever. Redo!
I've been experimenting with a new post.
Come on, you friggin' idiot. Yeah, walk by all of the things that are trying to kill you. He's like a faulty GPS given flesh. Yes, please send me on the most roundabout way. That's it. There you go. What? Why? Why? Okay. Now, let's get that second,
Man,
orb.
my feet feel better. Would you look out?
Spanner says you call him stupid, but he's got balls. Well, that's fair enough, but he's also relying on us to protect him. Oh, I bet we're going to have to use the head bash to smash through that wooden pallet on the floor.
As long as you're here, would you like to help me take out these stubborn Earth Shapers?
Kick Earth Shaper butt? That's not a question.
When I shoot an Earth Shaper with an arrow, you head bash him before he gets back up.
Okay.
Head bash by jumping and then.
So we're going to be defeating them like womps, basically. Gotcha. Good stuff. Now this isn't too bad. This is extremely cathartic. Nice.
Great team. Here, I was gonna give this to the alchemist, but I'm a bit annoyed at him at the moment.
Why were you going to give this to the alchemist? You know we need these to defeat Ripto and reconnect all the worlds. You're very bad at this, Hunter. Also, you collect a ton of these things and reserve them as prizes for minigames. Like what? What? Okay, we're ready to head on home. MC says, me and my DM friend have been looking to make a new Blades in the Dark table, but lack the players so far. That's a shame. Hey, Nugget, how's it going? We are just about to tuck into the winter tundra properly, but we've got one more orb to get in the second world. And Spanner says, man, I love me a womp and a wimp and a thwomp and a thwimp, and I forgot the names of the others and can't be asked to check the BDG video. Oh god, there are more. I'm trying to remember. Tox boxes. Let's not forget the Tox boxes from Mario 64. Nowhere near as cool as a talk box, T-A-L-K, but just as deadly in the right hands. There were... oh lord. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because there definitely are, like, other stone, like, crusher enemies. Oh, Nugget says, I'm currently watching from a hotel room, not for a fun reason. I gotcha. Well, I hope everything goes well. And you're welcome to sit with us until you have to go off to bed. Seriously, let me know how everything shakes out. If you'd like.
Spyro,
Nothing serious, I hope. Alright, now we know how this level goes. We just need to kill enough enemies to activate the super power arch. And, see, it's not enough for Spyro to kill every living thing in this village once. He's got to do it twice. Spanner says there's those mummy ones from inside the pyramid. Right, did they ever get, like, an official name, though? I mean, I'm sure the Mario Wiki has something. But... and the ones that slide along a horizontal plane to block Mario. Yeah, then there's, didn't they call them, like, Ka-Clunks or Ka-Chunks from, 3D World? So far, the Arabian stages, in terms of visual design and soundtrack, are easily my favorites in the entire series thus far. But I see there's going to be, like, advanced futuristic city stages, probably, in the next hub world, so that might change. Nugget says a gross thing. There was still a tub of half-eaten food in the fridge. Oh god! I made them come and clean it up. If I get the Rona and die, you know who to sue. Don't worry, I will very litigiously avenge you. That's disgusting though. You'd think, especially during the current, like, pandemic, that people, especially researchers who ought to know better, would be extremely fastidious with hygiene. Like, I went to the doctor today for something incredibly minor, and they were on full alert, like, MC says hygienes. And Spanner says, I hope we get the dystopian Blade Runner world. It would be interesting to see Spyro, like, just stuck in a Mad Max world, which, admittedly, they kind of sort of tried to do a fantasy version of with the gritty reboot trilogy that, and Nugget says, dude, I know, that means they didn't even check the fridge, much less clean it. Yes, that's very true, and also, incredibly alarming. So, see, if this was even remotely realistic, the hippo would be going through here indiscriminately killing all of these people himself. He would not need our help. Nor any magic berries. Spinner says, I'd suggest cleaning it with fire, but a fridge is cold so the fire wouldn't light. Depends on the fridge. Now, well, I think you weren't present for that, like, little saga, Spanners, but my apartment's freezer and then fridge, but, you know, like, it's a split unit. Like, there's one distinct compartment that is a freezer, another that is a refrigerator. Like, gradually failed over the process of, or over the span of about 2 weeks. Apparently it was just a Freon leak and a thing that happens very rarely, so of course just bad luck, which that's pretty on brand for me. So depending on the fridge, fire would be not only totally appropriate, but even expected.
My 8 brothers have been trapped in rock, and will sink if you can't break them free. Head bash the rocks by jumping, and then pressing the action button. Follow my lead.
Nugget says Spyro 3 kinda sorta has some post-apocalyptic levels. Interesting. I'm excited for you to see them. Speaking of, are you finishing Spyro 2 and then switching to Crash and doing Spyro 3 some other day? Well, we cleaned up as much of the Crash 3 content as I'm willing to take on right now, during the first hour of tonight's stream. I was a bit late getting home. As I said, I had a doctor's appointment in my hometown today, so there was that. And as a result, we were like an hour late starting. So we took care of, or got a gem from, one gem from all of the bonus stages in Crash 3, as well as a gem from the special new stage they added exclusively for the N-Sane Trilogy remake. Future Tense, really, really good stage. One I'd love to go back to and get the all-box gym for sometime. Not now, though, because, like, Crash has beaten me into submission, and I'd love to dive in. Perfectly refreshed and eager once Crash 4 releases this October. Going to be doing Spyro 3 starting tomorrow, hopefully. My current schedule is Spyro 3, a couple roguelikes that I've downloaded that I'd just like to check out with you all, and then Dark Souls Remastered. Okay.
And remember, jump. And
Nugget says Future Tense is such a freaking genius name, by the way. It is, and it's very apt. It's an extremely challenging stage that forces you to utilize all of the different abilities you've learned, but it at no point feels excessively cheap or demanding the way that, like, some Crash 1 levels do. Okay, Spanners, have a wonderful night or very early morning, given your time zone. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Always a pleasure to see you. And I'm glad you're a part of our Discord server now. Okay, so is this it? Okay, this ain't too bad. We're just breaking some hippos out of these bizarre stone tombs before the sewage dissolved them. Alright, I'm not gonna complain.
Thanks for freeing us. All I have to give you is this thingy I found. At least it's not a rock.
That is very demonstrably a rock. That is some form of gemstone. You are bad at most things, hippo people. I'm out. Fix your own problems. Okie dokie. I do really love to see that the egg thieves from the first game make at least some small return, albeit in a different capacity. That's really nice. Alright, and with that, we are ready to head on. Glad you enjoyed that one, Nugget. I'm feeling oddly vocal tonight. So most of my commentary has been kind of nonsense, but at least it's been present, unlike the one or two nights where I get inexplicably exhausted midway through stream, and I'm like, yeah, birds, and they've got nukes. That's probably in violation of international law. Yeah. Speaking of, after exploring the, like, interspecies war stages here in this world, I've come to the conclusion that the slugs are absolutely screwed. They've got, like, seltzer water, while all of the birds are armed to the teeth. Beaks, I guess. Yeah, that's not gonna end well. Speaking of things that aren't going to end well, let's dive into that final speedway we unlocked. Nugget says, what was your opinion on the Zephyr versus Breeze Harbor Civil War and Spyro's war crimes? Well, now, we might get some more lore outlining this in Spyro 3, but we can't actually classify it as a civil war, seeing as how it appeared to be two different states, that is to say political entities, in combat with one another. So like a sovereign state of the slugs versus a sovereign state of the birds. Spyro definitely, by my mind, committed great moral atrocities, if not also legal atrocities, in Breeze Harbor, as the slugs can barely defend themselves, whereas all of the birds, well, they seem to come from a highly militarized society. Moneybags, acting as a war profiteer and arms dealer, sold them ridiculous amounts of high ordnance, and yeah, they did not need Spyro's help. I would say the Zephyr stage made me feel a whole lot better by the end of it, because, well, at least you're fighting something that's very eager to fight back. The slugs have that one, like, airship, but we don't ever really see them do anything with it or know that they can, poor guys. Oh god. Oh god. We going in hot. We're... Okay, I kinda like this. I know I'm like all out of sorts here, but I'm trying to like fly around and see what all of our different objectives are. So we got the sheep. And if you don't miss the first one like an idiot, the sheep look like they'd be pretty easy to get. Alright, you got the dragsters. Overall, don't look that bad. You got the rings, because of course you do. We ain't gonna get everything that time, but that's okay. And you've got vultures, okay. So, I'm thinking we'll go rams, dragsters, then rings and vultures, in some order. Oh, no, no, no! Oh, Spyro, you little... Okay, we can just take the rings from here. I see. I see. Yeah, this is the proper route. I got you. Ah! 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 Oh, but they travel in like packs. Ooh, tricky. Nugget says, also, what time am I streaming tomorrow? I should be live at 6 p.m. I would, as always, love to have you with us. And also, don't yell at Spyro, he's got daddy issues. Well, MC responds with, I like this, daddy issues does not excuse being a drunk driver. Admittedly, it's just that I'm not the world's greatest Spyro pilot, but... if I can blame Crash's many failures on him... Well, actually, you know what? That's not fair. Unlike Crash, Spyro is a genuinely charming little character. Not the most efficient way to deal with these guys, but a way to deal with them nonetheless. We earned the Buggin' Out trophy. I will take it. And wahey! Right into the vultures. That's what I call efficiency. Oh, baby, and we got plenty of time, plenty of time. Please don't humiliate me by letting it not be enough time. Nah, there we go. Skill point, too. Nice. And now, we get to try for that hidden quest. Now, where could it be? Probably that massive plateau we saw just past the flock of vultures. Alright, let's do it. You all shall live, for now. Let it never be said that Spyro is not a merciful, gentle toddler conqueror. Very colorful for a canyon stage, I dig that. Alright, what do we have here? No, nothing. Oh, yep, here we go, here we go. Oh, hey, Hunter, you just here with your starfighter? Seriously, for somebody with so many orbs and so much advanced tech, you do just jack all with all of it.
Are you ready to try out my plane? I just fixed it, and I'm pretty sure it won't crash now.
That's great. Good. Yeah, sure.
Okay, Spyro, here's what you gotta do. I've got the plane on remote control, so all you have to do is hit the targets with your machine gun. Press the attack button to fire the gun, and use your left stick to aim.
Oh, this sounds perfect for me. Yes. It's a shooting gallery stage. It's an on-rail shooter. Okay, I can do these, probably. I like them, I can tell you that much. I'm actually getting some potent Rayman 3 vibes from this for whatever reason. That game did have turret sections, but it also had a ton of patchwork balloons. So that's probably where I'm getting it. That, and I've had Rayman on the brain lately after watching a couple reviews of the first game, which I never really knew all that much about. There we are. Yeah, there we go.
Nailed all the targets. It must be because you had such a good punch.
Nugget says potent. It's a great word. One of my favorite adjectives. MC says I play the first Rayman game a lot. I hear it has fantastic and really unique level design and theming, I should say. Well, that's not too bad, and for our final speedway of the game, it was really, really nice. Not the hardest one. I'd say that would have to go to the Metro Speedway, but a great way to send those off for now. You know, MC says my parent bought it for me to help me with my grades. Did they think like they were buying the Rayman edutainment as it was edutainment? That was not the first Rayman game. That was a modified version called Rayman Jr. The original Rayman was, like, it was done in a similar art style and control style and things like that, but it was actually a very, very intricately designed 2D side-scrolling platformer. You can find full playthroughs of it online. It's a beautiful game, and it's worth it just for the visuals alone. Rayman Jr., on the other hand, was... we don't talk about that one. Now, I will say this. You can definitely tell that the game was rushed once you reach this beautiful hub world, just because it's rather small and has a handful of stages to its name. But I do hope that these stages are high quality. Seeing as at least a couple of them involve futuristic themes and robots, I have a feeling it's going to do the trick for me. Let's start things out with the Mystic Marsh. Are we going to revisit the Cajun dragons from the first game? They were some of my favorite useless dragons. Nugget says when he thinks Winter Tundra is small. Now, to be fair, I just came from Autumn Plains, like doing all of the collection and tidying up the orbs there. It's a beautiful area, but... Hey, now, I found the secret passageways, I got all the orbs and all the gems. We're good. Oh, dear. Oh, of course. Right, so we've got rampaging shellelephants and lemurs. Lemurs who are actually throwing Wumpa fruit, if you notice. Look at that color scheme. Oh, that is so neat. What a nice little cameo. That is brilliant. Like it says, WTF was that laugh a few seconds ago? It's been a long day, I can't help it. Seriously, that's how I like my Easter eggs, yo. Largely inconspicuous, just nice little nods to other games. Oh my god, that is glorious. Ho, 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 no, no. Oh, wow, that wasn't a very cartoonish death animation where, you know, it goes flying backwards and disappears in a cloud of smoke. It just keeled over. Oh, wow. I would expect a similar reaction if Spyro had just shot it. Nugget says there was a Wumpa fruit in Spyro 1 Reignited 2. Really? That's, Nugget says you sound oddly chipper today. Well, I don't know, I guess I've got more energy than usual, that's it. I got a good night's sleep last night for the first time in ages. Going to try to do that more regularly. And MC says murdering elephants.
If you could find out what evil force is behind this disaster.
Hey, the game's like ordering me to. Okay, so we actually have a goal here. Restart the magic fountain. We can do that. Also, kill everything that lives here. All of the plant life. Or, well, most of that's going to be singed to oblivion. But also kill all of the native fauna. Nugget says the wizard druids in that level in magic crafters with the big, huge orange pseudo-mammoth beasties. Oh! Oh, that's right. Huh. I didn't notice that my first time through. And that's so cool. MC asks, a good question, are the Wampa fruits also in the original? I know the two series have, for a long time at least, been closely associated, but yeah, I wouldn't think so. And we got confirmation from our expert that no, that is not the case. Okay, okay. We got some blowfish. That ain't no thing. We've got some rather grotesque looking blowfish. That's par for the course. I shall return to kill you all later, probably. There we go. MC said, yeah, I kind of remember them to be different. I think that's awesome, though. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for a third appearance in Spyro 3. Nugget says at least not in Spyro 1. I don't know about the monkeys specifically, but I think it was just rocks or maybe a generic orange ball. Yeah. Oh. What? Why are you sad, horrifically large duck? Probably have to find ducklings and bring them back to you right after we kill some more indigenous wildlife. Whee! Oh! Didn't see you there. Alright, how many? Okay, we got 3 orbs to keep an eye out for. We've also got to remember that we can't really dodge enemies once they start charging. Well, the dodge roll could be situationally useful in that regard, but not against something that large, I wouldn't think. Oh, check this out. They live next to a giant river of poison. That would explain the shellifants. Got him. Ooh. Can't miss that. Alright, let's get some verticality in the mix here. MC says, make you wonder if the Wampa fruits are an homage or an asset reuse or both. It appeared to me, obviously I'm not the most eagle-eyed, but it appeared to me to be the same asset, for what it's worth. But the same company did not handle both remasters. In fact, the same dev teams did not work on all 3 remaster or remakes present in this trilogy. Sansaru Games, the guys that produced
Spyro, so glad you're here.
Sly Cooper Thieves in Time handled the remake of Spyro 3, I believe.
Lost it. I do have this extra egg. Perhaps you can trade it for my pencil.
It's a duck egg, isn't it? Yep. Alright, Professor SpongeBob, we'll be right back. Nugget says, yeah, from my understanding, Toys for Bob was Spyro 1 and 2, Sansaru was 3 only. Yeah, that's what I was driving at, and I think a different team entirely handled all 3 of the, oh, come on. This is your thing, isn't it? Maybe not? Oh, okay. We'll need to find another interested buyer. We might need to perform some kind of trading chain here. Yeah, Nugget says Vicarious Visions did crash. Yeah, and all 3 of those remasters, I believe. The work was not split between, like, different teams handling different remakes. At least different studios handling different remakes, I should say. To my knowledge, at any rate. Bah. Tell you what, we're just going to spit this egg out for now. We'll go back for it once we know exactly what to do with it. That's a more intelligent thing to do. Oh, I see. You don't actually charge, or not all that much anyway. Oh no. I recognize this kind of architecture. I know what we're gonna have to do here, and I am dreading it already. This is a supercharged stage. Yep, it's a very pretty one, of course. But you don't typically have ramps to nowhere in a Spyro game, unless that means a supercharge challenge is near. And no? No? At least not yet? That's interesting. We've got super jump instead. I'm suspicious. Okay, we're going to need to bring something over here. Right? Yeah, some kind of seed or something. Nuggets is suspicious. Look, after the crash, really the cold hard crash experience from the second game, I find myself constantly on edge for, like, insane difficulty spikes when playing platformers. You'll have to go in about 15 minutes, unfortunately. Oh, that's a shame, but I really appreciate that you've been able to hang with us a bit tonight, and hope that, first off, I hope everything goes really, really well tonight. You know, thoughts and prayers with you, of course. And, I would love it if you'd be able to join us for tomorrow's stream, which will tackle probably at least what you claim and most people claim to be the best in the series, which I'm super excited for. Okay. Let's see here. So maybe when they're... Yeah, that'll do it. Yep, that's correct, Nugget. 6 p.m., hopefully. And, you know, I typically go for about 3 hours, but depending on how much fun... Oh, they're blowfish platypus hybrids. Darling. Depending on how much fun I end up having, we might go a little bit longer. I have really, really high expectations for this one, so there's a good chance of that. Okay, how many gems do we have? Most of them already. Good. Good. That's what I like to see. Gems over there, not what I like to see. Ah! Thought I could be one of the cool kids and, like, just effortlessly glide on over, but of course not. Never try to be cool, kids. Also, maybe it would be a good idea to get Sparks back first. Yeah. MC says, I'm a cool kid. Then you have braved far more trials than I ever feel comfortable with. But I learned the hard way. Looks like we've got our first orb challenge. Oh, and there's where we're gonna need to deliver that egg to. Got it. You've no idea how much I would really love to get one of those frogs right about now. But no such luck, it would appear. Ooh. Got quite a bit of loot down here, though. So a lot of stages in this game incorporate very vaguely mystical themes. Appropriately, given that this is like a fairy tale world, but I mean there's like lots of mystics and ascetics in the various worlds. Most notably, say, like the hockey monks, who are darling characters, one and all. Nugget says, keep in mind, Spyro 3 is the best original Spyro game. It sadly isn't polished nearly as much as 1 and 2 since Ansaru had to handle it. They only had about 3 months to develop it, Jesus! And a ton of the assets were recycled throughout, and some of the design choices are questionable. But don't be discouraged. I just want you to have realistic expectations, however. Spyro 3 is brilliant, but the Reignited version, while great, could have been better. Well, thank you for pointing that out to me. It's definitely going to help sort of temper my expectations. And that is such a shame about, like, the rush jobs Ansaru had to produce, because as somebody who absolutely adores Sly 4, I know they can do phenomenal work when they have the time and resources necessary to do it. However, the studio has very rarely had that at any point in their entire existence, as far as I'm aware.
Ah, Spyro, a friendly face. A bunch of
who were you?
My spark plugs, and I'm stuck here. Please get the 4 plugs back.
Okay. You gotta go? Alright. Take care, Nugget. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Always glad to hear from you. Alright, now we've got... Oh!
I must have dozed off there. Golly, looks like I let the fountain switch off. Here, take this orb and, don't mention my little...
Oh, these character animations are gorgeous.
Okay?
Oh, so this one just straight up gave us an orb. That's right. That's right, because there are no more talismans to collect. We get orbs instead. Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, now let's see what else we're dealing with here. Got some gems over there, as well as a hanging bottle. Now, if this were a Sly game, that thing would be worth a premium. As it is, it's probably just going to be a handful of gems we need to complete the stage. And I see our thieves here, rather than resembling the traditional egg thieves, are actually little kangaroos with domino masks. That is so cute. Oh god, and they swim. Oh god, and they fast. Oh no, you don't. Ah! As he says, have no speed boost, but chase anyway. Well, yeah, I don't think we have, supercharge here. There we go. Got him, got him. So tricky, but, you know, far from impossible. Good old Spyro challenge design. They're absolutely impossible to catch up with when they're underwater, though. Okay, so we are missing all of 6 gems. Yikes. Well, I'm sure we'll find them. We've still got quite a bit to do, of course. There's not anything I happen to miss in or around the fountain, right? No, but wouldn't it be brilliant to hide, like, just a couple low-value gems in the shallow water, on that second tier of the fountain? The kind of thing Crash would do with boxes. Or no, one box. MC says, getting pretty late here, I'd love to stay, but the Song of the Sirens is calling. That's alright, man. We're probably gonna wrap things up pretty soon anyway. Might not beat Spyro 2 tonight, but definitely will tomorrow if we don't. And we'll dive straight into the third game. Oh god. Why do they fly? Ah. Okay. Good luck with the kangaroos. Thank you very much. We will get them at the very least. Oh, are you kidding me? They just turn around and can fly right back up the other way, despite the fact that they're gliding. That's great. So these aren't supercharged courses, but now there's this little part of me that almost wishes they were so we could get these guys. Yep, there he goes. Come on. Huh? Where on earth did he go? Ooh, this is gonna be tough, but you know, fitting for the final world. Huh. There he is. Catching that one's gonna be especially tough. So why don't we instead prioritize this little trading quest for now? Unless I see other thieves just blatantly in the way. Are there any that we can see? Yes, there's one. Oh, this one just runs in a circle. Good. Nice and simple. There we go. Let's start the trading at least. Alright, where's that egg? Thank you. Now we've got to go up to the nest. We can use super jump arches to do that pretty easily, I think, right? Yep, and we don't spit out the egg or anything, so we're all good. Oh, dear. We've got to aim that, then. We've got to aim it perfectly, then. Ooh, because like the standard spit, as you can see, got some distance to it. There we go. Now this bird's going to give us a seed that we need to plant in the pot over there, right? Very simple trading chain quest. The type that were all the rage in lots of games back. Oh god. Lots of games back in the, there's the duck. Rubber duck, at least. Back in the 90s. I'm thinking of course, Zelda. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time had a pretty famous one that would ultimately give you, I think it was Bigoron's sword? Or Bigoron's knife, or however it was called, like the massive two-hander sword. Okay. What is this? Some kind of turnip? Root vegetable? Is this something that the giant titanic plant might be interested in? Maybe. Let's go have a look. Love the fact that here, all the superpower really does is open up a cool little shortcut. Oh, and there's our last thief. You want this? No? Well, we shall find someone or something who does. Can't smash that, that's a shame. Is there another plot somewhere we might need to place this? I don't know. Not seen anything like that that I can recall, but that doesn't mean anything. Well... something, something in the cave, maybe? Like one of those little tiny caves, like the one the thieves hiding out in? I love the fact that he could just glide straight up and away from you. Irritating, yes, but also funny as all hell to watch. Alright. Well, barring all else, let's check out the cave. Ah, the pot. Excellent. And that gives us a coin of some sort. Okay, so his short circuit's pretty short and simple. That doesn't necessarily make it easy. Oh, so close, so close. These guys are much closer to the speed of the thieves from the original Spyro than the lamp thieves that we've had to deal with. Ah, can't quite make that. We're gonna have to go down and use that. That's the other thing. My preferred method of, like, running to the inside of their overall arc of motion, like basically cutting corners to cut them off, isn't really viable. Though maybe there I could do like a jumping ram on him as he ascends. That could work. Ah! There we go. Good stuff. Now we just need to take that coin somewhere. Well, let's see, what is it exactly? Maybe this belongs to the explorer? And it's a coin with an emblem of a planet or the world on it. So that'd be my first guess. Let's see if this is gonna be a good fit. Yeah? 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 No? Okay. Now who or what would be interested in this? Not the plant, I presume. Not you. What are we missing here? There's obviously a ton to interact with in this little tiny space. Oof. Yikes. We'll get it. We'll get that one, just... it shall take time. Now while we continue to avoid that activity, let's look for a good solution to this one. Oof. Okay, well, we found our last gems. That's a good thing. It's an excellent thing, in fact. Now, is there something like maybe a sunken treasure chest underwater or something like that we might need to interact with? Because I'm seeing nothing at all on the surface. Oh, into the fountain, maybe? Like a wishing fountain? Yes. Yes. Finally, the pencil. Excellent. This should be sufficient then to get us our orb. Then all we have to do is take down that damn last kangaroo thief, and we'll have all the spark plugs necessary to get the final orb. Good stuff.
My pencil! Now I can begin calculating the age of the universe again. Here, take this orb for safekeeping. Allura thinks I'm going to lose it.
That's a fair assumption, given your record, but thank you nonetheless. Okay then. Now, we need to, oh, excuse me. Getting kind of drowsy. We need to tackle that last thief. But his route's very tricky, specifically the gliding portion. He's about evenly matched with us for speed, but he's also just so efficient in his route. No, did we? Yeah, we somehow, I guess, confused him into going the other way. Whew. Just that damn glide, man, it is no joke. Much better than ours. But, you know, this game had to have some of these difficult chase challenges. There haven't been too many of them. Unlike in the first game, where most stages had at least one. Later in the game, a lot of them had two. Then, finally, I guess they just kind of ran out of ideas and had none at all for the last couple worlds. So close, so close. There's a certain trick our resident expert Nugget showed me, whereby you can, like, while charging, very quickly take your finger off of the charge button, press the flame button, then immediately resume your charge, so, like, go from the square button to the circle to the square, like so. And actually carry your gout of flame forward with you. Apparently it was a bug in the original game that was just received so well they decided to keep it as a series staple. That allows you to get a bit more range out of your attack, and I think it's kind of a standard tactic for defeating creeps like this. There we go. Just had to charge straight forward and kind of drop onto him. Alright.
I'm back in business. Here, young dragon friend, take this. It's museum quality, but you deserve it.
Awesome, we're going to get something no doubt plundered from the indigenous culture. Right on. Okay, and with that we have 100%ed this world, right? Yes, we have. So what I think we're gonna do, friends, is head on back to the Winter Tundra, explore, like, just head into the next gate and see what its world is going to be like. Then, unfortunately, I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut the stream because not only is our audience thinned out a bit, but I'm also getting insanely tired due to our late start today. That was a very solid stage. Not one of my favorites, I would say, but really, really well made nonetheless. I'm certain it's one of somebody's favorites. And yeah, we have no more talismans together, so it's going to be all orbs from here on out. Now, we're actually going to save that one for last, I remember, because it's the Metropolis, which intrigues me. There we've got Robotica Farms, or what's the other stage available to us? Oh no, that's Metropolis. Sorry. So this other one is... what on earth is the theme here? Is it, like, haunted, or... The Cloud Temples, right. That sounds interesting and oddly serene. Maybe it's the distaff counterpart of the Mystic Marsh? We're about to find out. So yes, it does appear to be the counterpart stage, but also very vaguely themed after, like, medieval or ancient China. Right on. One of my favorite cultural aesthetics. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun here. Look at this. Oh, guys, this is gonna be absolutely fantastic. So, with that, we're going to conclude tonight's stream. Got in close to 3 hours, actually, despite starting late. But I do hope you will all join us tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. Central Time, for a very, very action-packed stream of Spyro 2 and probably the early stages of Spyro 3 Reignited as well. Can't wait to tuck into that with y'all. Thank you all to everybody who's been present in our stream this evening, either in the audience, just like observing, or active in chat. Thank you all so much for sharing yourselves and your time with me this evening. And I also am equally grateful to those of you who are watching this VOD after the fact over on YouTube. I know these are big, chunky videos that aren't, like, expertly edited or anything like that, so just knowing that you guys appreciate this content enough to kind of consume it in such a cumbersome form, it means a lot to me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope we'll see you in our audience at some point. You're always welcome to join us. Speaking of, if anybody's interested, we do have a Discord. The link is at the bottom of my Twitch page. You should be able to find it there. And yes, until next time, ladies and gents, this is the Overanalyst, Brady the Overanalyst, signing off and wishing you all a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care.